If you're a service business owner, you know that getting your phone to ring is, well, it's everything. But what if your own website is accidentally telling potential customers in the very next town that you don't even exist? Yeah, that's a problem. In this explainer, we're going to fix that. Let's get right into it.
So does this sound familiar? You're a fantastic plumber, or an electrician, or a roofer. Your vans are out there. You're serving 10, maybe 15 different towns. But when you look at where the calls are coming from, they're almost all from the one town where your office is located. It's a super common problem, and honestly, it's incredibly frustrating.
And here's the hard truth. The problem probably isn't your service or your reputation. It's almost certainly your website. It's likely structured in a way that tells search engines you only really operate in one place, and that makes you completely invisible in all those other communities you want to be working in.
We call this the invisible business problem. It's that critical gap between where you can physically do a job and where customers can actually find you online. So let's dig into why this gap even exists in the first place. You've got to think about this from Google's perspective for a second. Its entire mission, its whole reason for being, is to give the person searching the most relevant, the most specific, and the most local answer possible. It's basically a matching game, and Google always wants to find the perfect match. And this is exactly where the disconnect happens. Your website might say something kind of generic, like, "We serve the entire metro area." But your potential customer, they're searching for something very specific, like emergency plumber in Glendale. When Google sees your generic page, it just can't be sure that you're the best local fit. So it's going to show a competitor who looks like a better, more specific match for Glendale. And that brings us to the solution, the Service Area Page, or SAP for short. Now, the concept is really simple, but it's so powerful. It's a unique page on your website dedicated to each individual city or town you serve. You got to think of each one as its own digital storefront, like a local branch office right there in that community. So, what does one of these digital storefronts actually look like? How do you build one that really brings in calls instead of just sitting there? Let's break down the anatomy of a page that truly works.
Okay, before we dive into the nuts and bolts, you have to remember these two guiding principles for every single page you create. First, everything on the page must be genuinely useful to a customer in that town. And second, the page itself has to be unique from all the other service pages on your site. I'm telling you, useless or copied content will absolutely do more harm than good.
All right, here are the absolute non-negotiables. Each page needs a URL and a main heading that includes the city name, for example, Expert HVAC Repair in Scottsdale. You've got to list the specific services you offer there, and of course include your complete contact info. These are the foundational pieces that tell both people and search engines exactly what this page is all about. Now this is how you really pull away from the competition. To build genuine local trust, your content has to prove you belong there. Showcase photos from jobs you've actually done in that town. Mention specific neighborhoods or local landmarks. Maybe talk about solving problems that are unique to homes in that area, like dealing with hard water or specific types of storm damage. This sends such a powerful signal. You don't just target this area, you actually work here. And here is the power of that local proof in action. A real quote like this from a customer in Glendale. On your Glendale page, man, that is so persuasive. It instantly tells a new customer, hey, this company is trusted by my neighbors. That's way more effective than some generic testimonial, right?
Now, building these pages is incredibly powerful, but it's also really easy to get it wrong. So let's cover some of the common pitfalls that can totally undermine all of your hard work.
And it is so crucial to avoid these traps, because getting this wrong doesn't just mean your pages won't work. It can actually signal to Google that your site is low quality, and that can hurt your rankings across the board.
So the number one mistake by far is duplicate content. You absolutely cannot just copy and paste the same text and then just swap out the city name. Google sees these as low-quality doorway pages, basically pages made just for search engines, not for real people. The second big one is keyword stuffing. It's just a fancy way of saying you're forcing the city name into sentences where it sounds unnatural. It's robotic and it drives customers away. And finally, don't go overboard. Focus on creating high-quality, unique pages for the main towns you genuinely serve, not every single tiny suburb.
All right, let's tie all of this back to what really matters: getting your phone to ring and booking more jobs. This is how these pages turn that online visibility into real-world business.
Let's just walk through the journey real quick. A homeowner in Boulder has a leaky pipe. They grab their phone and search plumber in Boulder.
Thanks to your dedicated Boulder service page, your website pops right up. They click, and they land on a page that speaks directly to them. They see testimonials from their neighbors, photos of jobs you've done nearby. They immediately feel that sense of trust and confidence that you're the right choice. So what do? They pick up the phone and they call you. That right there, that's the payoff. So here's the bottom line. These pages, they're the bridge. They connect you to all the jobs in those towns that seemed invisible before. They turn potential customers who would have never found you into real, booked jobs on your calendar. Hey, if you found this breakdown helpful, make sure you subscribe. We put out more explainers just like this, designed to give you clear, actionable strategies you can use to grow your service business. And of course, if you'd rather have a team of experts handle all this for you, the folks over at Proper Marketers specialize in local SEO that actually drives results. You can visit their website to learn how they can help you get more book jobs.